Welcome to the Open Books Podcast, where we discuss all things going on in the real estate industry, helping you take the road less traveled to real estate success, guiding you to the top 10%. I'm your co-host, Curtis Haddock, alongside my two brilliant co-hosts, Brooke Massey and Casey Tudor. What's going on, guys? Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to see you guys
You
today.
too.
You know, it always makes my day when I see you guys, see both of you.
Yeah, at the same time, too.
I know, it's
I
weird.
know.
I'm really busy. And we all are matching with our matching hats.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Well, you guys always have hats on, so
I know.
I feel like I had to, I'm
That's 'cause
over
Curtis
here on
is
my own little
completely bald on
couch.
top.
He's what?
He's bald. That's
Is
why he
he?
wears a hat.
You didn't know that?
I've seen the top of your head many of times.
Oh,
I had to show.
He does have hair.
I had to show the audience. But you know what I thought about is dumb, is like how often I get a haircut, and I'm like, why do I do that if I'm just gonna wear a hat? You know?
well, I mean,
Well,
I
you
guess
could at least
whenever
maybe
I-
they give you a half off if you just got everything cut below the.
I feel like that's where they started a bowl cut. Now you're just gonna get a hat cut.
Yeah, could
My
you
parents wouldn't let
imagine?
me do that in the
bowl
90s.
cut?
You know, everybody, or late 90s, I guess it was, where you'd literally just like shave the side, but you'd still part it down the middle.
Oh my
You'd
gosh.
have long hair on top, and they'd just cut, or they'd undercut it. You know, my parents are like, you can part your hair down the middle, but no. But everybody did it, and I, you know,
must be
I don't,
old.
I don't
I'm
remember.
thankful.
I don't remember men parting
You don't,
their hair.
you don't
down
remember the
middle.
butt cut,
Like,
dude?
Casey's a little old.
Oh, bro.
The guys in my high school,
I'm
they just
older than
bleached.
him.
No, you're
Well,
not.
shh, don't tell people.
yes, I am. Like by like half a year. Like we're the same age.
Okay. When
Curtis
your
is
birthday was
38
in
and a
July,
June.
yeah, June 28th. What year? 84 or 85?
Okay, you're a little older than me. Fine.
Yeah.
86.
86.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, so I'm over a year older than you.
So you're
A year
84?
13.
Oh, I was just kidding.
No, 85.
Oh, 85. Okay.
I really didn't
So,
know
yeah, like
that
13
Casey was
months
older.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, still, that's not that much.
But you're so mature though. I would never have guessed.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Whoa.
April would probably say differently. She's like, you should see him at home.
Yeah, well, we're not bringing our wives as guests on this podcast.
No way. No way.
I mean, besides the clothes that you wear right now, you're normally either in that or you're in a Marvel t-shirt
oh
or
man, I don't wear the Marvel to work very often, but that's funny you say that because April, like, she makes fun of me all anytime that she sees another grown man, like
With
even
a-
if they're a dad with their
Yeah.
kids, and then there's a Marvel or a Spider-Man, like any kind of character on the shirt, she rips into them, makes fun of them so bad, and I look at
You're
her.
like, that's
Why?
me.
I look at her, and then she's like, "Yes, honey. Yep, it's you too."
What is that event that they all go to? It's something calm or
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con. Yeah, do you go to that and dress
No.
up as Spider-Man?
No, but you know,
Sure.
I'm your typical, nerd. Like I like to play
Yeah, sure.
games. I love sports, and
Well, I think
I'm a typical man's man. You know, I just can't fix things with my hands. You know,
but
so-
I think that's good though.
so yeah, I'm a typical man's man. You know,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
But
you
no,
fit
you
right
just-
on in
this
2024
century,
here.
no,
Yeah.
no man can really fix anything. I just call the repair guy.
Or just call, can I say this? You just call the lesbian. I'll bring the drill.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I saw a comedian make a joke about that and how he was like talking about fitting in this century, and he goes, and it's 2024, and the repair person, is clearly talking to me. And it's very clear I don't know like what I'm talking about because like, oh yeah, so your hot water tank is broken. I'm here to fix it, and he's like, yes, that's why I'm calling you. And he goes, okay, can you show me where it is? And it's like, yeah, maybe over there. And like, he's like acting like he has no idea what he's doing. Not acting, but he really doesn't. And then the repairman goes, it's 2024 and I'm clearly the man here. Right. And the repairman looks at him and goes, is your husband home by any chance?
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was just funny. I definitely
like it.
can't be a comedian, so can't deliver. But
Pretty good.
yeah. Anyways, what are we talking about today?
Some habits.
Habits.
Oh gosh.
Love me some habits, and I hate me some habits.
Good,
man.
good and bad habits.
Yeah.
Habits stress me clean out.
Well, but do they? But they also make your
Yeah.
life easier
Right. When you do the right ones.
when you do the right ones.
That's the key. Look how careful I am with this.
I like it, man.
Didn't make a single noise.
Well, and habits. I heard an analogy actually this morning, and they were talking about. Imagine yourself on an airplane, right? Airplane coordinates. I know. We're all on an airplane, right? No. And you're the pilot, and you're driving, and say you're going to go to New York.
You're driving a plane.
Or flying.
Okay.
You know,
all right. Now
I'm the better comedian today. You're flying to New York, and you move the nose of the plane because the nose of the plane takes you where you're supposed to go.
Okay.
But say you move it just maybe like a millimeter of an inch. Well, on an airplane, that could take you to London potentially.
Sure.
Depends on how long you're doing that millimeter for.
Exactly. So if you're flying for a long time, and yes, you moved your nose just barely a millimeter, but then your destination over the flight, now you're somewhere else. So they were talking about like that's how habits are formed or created. We do bad habits. We also do good habits, and
so you're correcting the nose.
What you do every day and the small things
determines where you end up.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. No, I think everyone
that's a great
understands where
analogy.
you're going.
I really like that. Was that in the book?
It was on the Blinkist.
Atomic Habits? Mm-hmm. Nice.
We should probably add that to the description below.
Yeah, read
Atomic
that book.
Habits. I mean, anything. I think most of the things we may, at least I will talk is from that book.
Oh, we probably need to get a sponsorship from them too.
Blinkist, you hear that?
Author.
Atomic Habits, you hear that?
Well, them too, yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Blinkist.
Yeah, it's a great app. But
Atomic Habits, that book, like it literally is just mind blowing because you think of a habit. I don't know why you guys make that funny face.
Curtis's phone's ringing.
Okay. I was like, I said mind blowing.
Lower regions.
I was like, what does that mean?
I can only see from your perspective. Like, did I just say something?
I know you guys make me nervous. That's why I'm over here on my own couch.
Yeah,
this is the Brooke couch.
I'm sitting on my phone, and when it vibrates the whole couch. So I know Casey can feel it. And yeah.
Anyways,
Continuing.
that book, because people. They talk about habits, but they don't understand really what it is to have a habit, both good and bad. And so that book really opens up your eyes to just that in general.
What bad habits do you have, Brooke?
That is not what this podcast is about.
No,
today.
I think we need to be real.
Say good and bad.
I think we need to be real.
I mean, I'm sure we all have some bad habits and some good habits.
I'll share you.
I know my worst.
Habits.
I have two really, really bad habits.
What are they?
I thought you were going. No, I'm just kidding. No, I have a lot of bad habits actually.
Yeah, me too.
So I would say my worst habit is snacking late at night.
Yes,
but I'm up late, working late.
I want to touch on that,
and I think that's also another bad habit is. I have a routine. I get my work done, and I do a lot.
Routines are habits,
but yeah, for sure. And so I'm in this routine where I put my kids to bed. Then I get about an hour and a half. It's just me and my wife. I don't let anything interfere with it. Ooh. And then she goes to bed, and then it's time to work again. Because I still have a lot to catch up on from the day and stuff that I wanted to get done that I couldn't get done because of meetings went long, phone calls, whatever the case may be. And I have this habit of like, I can't sleep peacefully without getting at least my non-negotiable like priorities for the day done. And so I
don't know if that's a bad habit.
Well, I would rather, I think part of me thinks it could be better if I could sleep and get up early in the morning and do it early in the morning. I might be more productive. I don't know, because there's sometimes where I say sometimes April will be like every night she wakes up in the middle of the night, walks out and sees me falling asleep on the table, work like on my computer. I just fall asleep in the middle of working. And so it would be better sleep if I just went to bed, got up early and did it.
That's a bad habit.
So yeah, that's a bad habit. And then the other bad habit I have is when it comes to exercise, which I'm trying to break by my work setup with a standing desk and a treadmill at the office is just because I'm working all the time, but my work does not consist of as much movement as it used to, and so I need to make sure I'm standing up. I need to make sure I'm walking. Whatever.
Sure.
Like as much.
Is that
as
why
possible.
you put your treadmill off to the side so you can now you work kind of off to the side? And
It was just in the way. It was in the way. So now
It's actually pretty smart.
I can still work, and it doesn't look so in the way for everybody.
I like it.
Yeah, that's how I did it.
You guys have to come to the office if you want to see what we're talking about.
Yeah, we got a nice little standing desk treadmill set
You
up.
guys
Anybody can use it if I'm not.
What are your bad habits, Casey?
Oh God! So my first one that if I could kick just one right now would be energy drinks.
Oh,
I mean, it's like I'm telling you guys, I'll be feeling down, I'll be tired, I'll have a headache, whatever the feeling is. If I drink an energy drink, I'm good to go.
It's good to know.
Like I feel like as soon as it hits the veins, I'm just like, all right, I'm ready. But that's a problem.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to rely on that feeling, and compounding wise, in the end,
according to habits, you should rely on a feeling like that. Maybe not energy drinks specifically,
but something natural should be able to.
Maybe I should
lift
chug
you
a
it
up.
should
glass
have
of
some
water.
kind of reward, though.
Yeah, maybe I should drink a glass of water.
Like it's what habits are is like you wake up in the morning, right? That's your trigger, that's your action. And so naturally, what do? You go and get an energy drink or make coffee. And that's your reward afterwards because then you're awake, right? So same thing with habits that we
So I use
think
coffee
about
that way.
in real estate, same thing.
But I make sure I don't drink coffee past a certain time too. And
That's good.
I have limited my coffee consumption. Like I will not have more than two a day. Which that could be bad. I don't know, but it doesn't seem to have a huge impact on me.
Yeah.
But like I would, if I've had 2 cups of coffee and I'm like, man, I'm kind of bored, I'm getting sleepy, and I want to have a third, I won't allow myself to have a third.
Well, that's really good because usually when I drink caffeine when I am tired like that, it makes it worse.
It could, yeah.
It really does help wake me up, but it also creates anxiety, which then creates other issues in my day.
So I think you gotta, you gotta have some discipline with it too. You know, and some willpower. And I will say that it starts with you wanting that change and making a decision to change. Because one thing I've thought of when it comes to all my bad habits, like whenever I get down on myself and I'm thinking, man, like I want to change this and this, and like, or I get down because of this and this. I had an epiphany one night and I realized, I was like, you know what? All of those things that I'm feeling bad about or feeling down about, like
I can totally control.
I have control over all of it.
Isn't that weird?
It's all decisions that I have made every single day out of what I perceive as comfortability that's causing a longer term discomfort.
It's crazy.
And if you do the hard thing in the moment, it creates a long term comfort and happiness, and it's wild, right?
Yeah, it's like switching from mustard from mayonnaise on your sandwich. You save 30, 40 calories a day. And it compounds over years.
New habit I'm forming after this.
You just move the needle nose on the plane.
Closer. Yeah. Yeah. What's crazy is
you will land in New York.
There's a book out there called "I Know What to Do, So Why Don't I Do It?" And it talks about
that sounds exactly what I'm thinking.
The neuroscience behind like what we're talking about. It's like that these things are making you miserable, but you still do them. Like why? Like why don't you do the thing you're supposed to do?
Well, that's why we're going to talk about creating habits, because same thing. It should be something that we naturally think. And I hate the analogy where people are like, oh, it takes 90 days to form a habit. That is so not true. It takes a mindset and it takes repetition and whatever else, because think about it. If you go into a dark room, what happens? You immediately start trying to find the light switch to turn it on, right? Why do you do that? It's because you formed a habit. So same thing that we need to,
And I want to see.
Yeah. And you want to see, right? But that's your reward, is that you can see.
Well, to that point, I don't like it takes, the goal line always changed. It used to be 21 days and then it's 30 and now it's 90, however many days to form a habit. Yeah. But, I say BS too, because I can't tell you how many habits that I've had, good and bad, that I've had for longer than 90 days. And it takes me
A second.
It takes me one decision to change it, and all of a sudden I'm now not doing it anymore. Like for instance, I remember, and one of them would be health wise. Like my wife and I did the Whole30 back when that was a thing, and we did it for a long period of time. And then all of a sudden I was like, okay, I can reward myself with something sweet, right? Mistake.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as I had a taste of it,
You ate the whole pack of Oreos.
not that. It was that I was like, that didn't impact me that much. I can do it again. And all of a sudden, my habit was over.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
It
From
is
one
more the
decision.
mindset, and it's it is a health thing, sure, but I mean, in the end, it's like how your decision making is what makes you like powerful. Because if you make hard decisions, like put the Oreo down, what else could you do with your life?
Right.
We're all
But
capable of doing it.
Yeah. So it's interesting because it's you can't always just like put a day on it, or 90 days or 1 day even. Cause,
No, it is a
because,
mindset.
like,
You have to decide. And
so
be
my
willing
sister
to do
tried
it.
to quit smoking cigarettes for like 10 years. I mean, tried everything. But one day she looked in her pack of cigarettes and there's one left. And she said, I'm not smoking that thing. And she still has the cigarette.
I love
You know,
that.
and it's been like probably 10 years since she's quit. So yeah, it was a mindset and a one decision. I think
And a desire for her. She had to make the choice.
yeah, and I think in the end, like, it's your threshold of like, how tired am I of this? Of making this bad decision every day, or because like people that suffer from diabetes, a lot of them have a choice to make, and then they make the wrong one, and then they get their toes cut off or their foot removed, and it's like,
is this
Because
a
they
warning
just
for me?
accept
well,
it.
I don't think you have that issue.
I
I know you have diabetes, but you don't deal with what
I
what
take
I've
care of
seen.
it. I take care of
because
myself.
you take care of it. So
Yeah.
these people know the repercussions. They know what's going to happen.
I don't
They're
understand
going
it.
to lose their foot.
I don't want to lose my
And they
feet or my
continue.
Well,
eyesight.
because
or
it's
any of that.
easy
It's scary.
day to day. It's easy to just keep doing those
To think,
things.
it's not happening yet.
right?
So,
You're
yeah.
instantly
I'll
satisfied.
fix it tomorrow.
Catches
Correct.
up to
I'm
you.
young enough.
Yeah.
But sure, you wake up and you're almost 40, and it's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't eat fast food
So
every
yeah,
day.
part of me, I'll tell you this: a big motivating factor for me when it comes to health is my kids. Like, man, I think about, I want to see my kids get married. I want to see my kids have kids.
Yeah.
I want to see my
We-
kids
and-
have kids.
And you probably think of that daily.
No, I do. Yeah,
the most
And
part, right?
And that's like my motivation to make positive changes. And something that I've always said, when it comes to like my own personal mindset, is it doesn't have to be like, some people are really good cold turkey and they got to do it to make the habit and make the change. But not everybody is the same. If you, back to the airplane example, if you just improve a little bit every day, and you have a commitment to just getting better every single day, then eventually you'll look back and you won't be doing the thing that you were doing,
Well,
So like, even for me, getting on the treadmill, if I can, even if I just got on that thing for 1 minute a day, like for the next week, and I said, next week I'm going to do 2 minutes and then 3, and then slowly you build up to where it's like, I'm doing hours a day or whatever, but that's
Sure.
Well,
that's
yeah.
another way to do it.
That's what people forget in the book. They talk about that. They talk about make it easy and make it hard if you're trying to break it, right?
Yeah.
So the example they use, if you're trying to break a bad habit, like snacking, you brought up snacking. Say you're at work, your office, whatever, and there's a great snack drawer and it's like right behind your desk, right? Well, then, as silly as this is, go take a trash can, put it behind your chair, your little rolly chair, and it sounds so silly, but it makes it harder, and it's so annoying because every time you push your chair back, now you got to move this dang trash can and whatever else, and it's like, you know what? I'm working. I don't need that candy bar anyways.
Yeah.
Or make it easy. Same thing. Like that's how I was telling Casey about this morning. I am not a reader. I used to hate reading so much to the point I cheated on every single book report. I'm just a very slow. I have to reread things, and it's a challenge for me. But I know it's so beneficial, and I wanted to be a reader, and so every morning when I wake up, the first thing I do, I get up, take my vitamins, and then I go make my coffee, right? Because that's my reward every single morning is making my coffee. So I just started putting my book right there. So now if I go grab my coffee and my book, so I'm making it easy. And then, okay, I still am not the greatest reader, but even if I sit down and read one page, if I read one page a day, I'm going to get towards reading at least a book, right? I think a lot of people are like, oh, I want to be a reader. And then they think too big of it. And it's like, break it down to smaller portions.
And they give up too soon.
And then it adds up, because then if I read one page a day and say the book is 200 pages, right? I at least read one book that year versus no books that year.
People want instant gratification. That's why marketing is so powerful, because you want instant results. Click here, buy now.
Oh, I know.
And people are like, done.
There must be, if they're doing it, there must be a way. And I'm like, they wouldn't be selling this to you if they had figured out the secret, because if there was a secret like that, they would just be raking in the dough off of that secret.
Well, that's how any businesses are made nowadays. Even in my previous career, I figured out people want convenience.
100%.
If I can slap a bunch of stuff together and make it easy for them to go make a meal, they would go do it. Same thing.
That's one thing I pride myself on. Sorry to cut you off.
You're fine.
Is that I anything I sell to somebody, anything that whether it's real estate coaching, sales, being at our brokerage, whatever it is, like, I want to be transparent about what it is, what they're doing, and I don't want it to be gimmicky. I don't want it to be like, hey, I can
smoke and mirrors.
Yes, I can get you in here and you're going to become a millionaire in this amount of time. Like, you can, but here's the work.
That's what you told me. I'm still waiting.
I know, right? Sorry about that. I had to get you though. I had to.
I knew it.
And so, but because I don't want people to come in and then they're fooled. Now, some people are okay with that, because if they fool the masses, they make all this money. And if a couple people get mad, like, they don't care, because they're getting new people and other people.
Yes.
But I truly care. I want to make a difference in these people's lives, not just get a quick buck from them.
Well, I think what people don't realize, and I'm trying to think how I'm going to explain this the best, is they want instant gratification. So they just take on all of this stuff that gives you instant gratification instead of just switching it and doing small little tiny things. And it's going to get you so much further and get you the gratification that you're actually wanting.
Well, one thing I wanted to say, back to like when you were talking about, just doing one page a day to read a full book. Will Smith has a good motivational video where he talks about building a brick wall. And he goes, if somebody gives you the task, like, hey, I need you to build a brick wall that's this wide, this tall, and this deep or whatever. And it's like this massive wall in front of you that it's like when it's all said and done, you're going to have like, the Great Wall of China, basically, right? If that's what you're tasked with building. And if you think about what the end of that task, and it's daunting. It's like, oh my gosh, like you could get paralyzed with fear. You could get paralyzed with where to start, how to do it. Like, how do I have the time? Like, there's no way I can complete this task. And he talks about, well, all you have to focus on is the first brick. And you're going to be the best bricklayer in the world, and you're going to lay that first brick as perfectly as you possibly can. And then once you've laid that first brick perfectly, you move on to the next one, and you focus on the second brick, but you're going to make that the second best laid brick ever, right? And then and then you just keep kind of going, and it gets easier, you get better, but when you look back, all of a sudden half the wall is there, right? And it doesn't have to happen overnight, but you're just focused one brick at a time, and eventually you get to the end destination.
I like that because what I really took from it is the focus. Like where I think people miss. I don't even know what word I'm trying to say.
Focus on the wall.
Yeah.
Focus on the brick, the task of that one brick.
When you say, okay, be a millionaire. Okay, well that's a huge task and that's a huge wall to swallow at that point.
It's the same thing as like buying leads. It's like you think because you're paying for something, you're all of a sudden getting instant results whenever the leads are not good.
Yeah.
But you'll buy them over and over again.
But you won't just pick up the phone and just make a free phone call.
Right. To your friends and family who all you have to do is, because I've gotten a lot of clients over the years of like, well, my sister-in-law or my whoever does it, but we're going to go with you.
Yeah.
And it's because I've stayed in touch and I've educated them. Mm-hmm. And I think the other agent, and we're all guilty of doing this, is we just assume they're going to use us. So you don't reach out to them or you don't.
Yeah. How many family and friends have you had not use you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, so then it's possible for that to happen in favor of me too, you know?
I have a question for you guys. Do you want to lose weight and still eat carbs?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to, I'll have a link for you. To
I was like, what?
No, but there's a guy.
I'll pay $100 right now.
That's who gave me the idea.
Yeah. But here's the thing, and I've listened to people who have sold that idea, and
you can,
and that idea is true. You can do it through like
there's keto
macros and
lots of no carbs,
all that stuff, right? Well,
oh yeah, you replace it with fat, huh?
But I mean, there's so many diets out there, and there's one where they say like I eat whatever I want, but what they don't tell you is, but like I can only do that like. In a certain period of time during the week or in my cycle, and it's like one time that day, and it's not like what you want when you want as much as you want. Yeah. It's you can eat whatever you want, like in a certain interval over the course of your diet.
I think that's really hard because all the diets seem to work. The issue is
what is sustainable too, though.
The second you get off of it, like you're following such a plan instead of an idea. Yeah. And it's like instead of going to like this is the compound effect over time. Exact habits we're talking about. If I go and I cook myself biscuits and gravy because I love it every day, or if I grab a handful of berries and some like raw oatmeal with like no added sugar to it, like that's a lifestyle choice, not that is on the menu for the diet I'm on. Because once you're off that menu diet, then now you don't know what to do.
Well, that's why everything it's not a quick 90 days. It's not a quick this. You have to literally change your life.
Living life is a lifestyle.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
but the problem is we want to live a lifestyle of fast pace, good food, good times. But yet we don't want to make any of the sacrifices.
We want our cake and we want to eat it too.
Yeah, that's a great analogy for us talking about diets.
Yeah.
But it's so true. So therefore you got to figure out what's important to you and hopefully make the changes that get you where you're going.
There's things out there, and I was talking to RJ the other day about it. He was going to do a habit tracker. So you track all your bad habits or whatever, or it helps you identify what are your bad habits.
You got to get in the habit of identifying it, right? That's another
right.
thing.
Well, how it does it, I don't know. Is pretty cool, but if you guys don't know what bad habits or even good habits that you have,
try to track them.
You got to track them.
Well, yeah, you have to be self-aware and introspective enough to recognize it, admit it, and want to work on it. So many people are so bad about.
Just ignore it.
Yeah,
it's not real.
It's not that bad.
Yeah,
it really is like a lifestyle change. So I've been thinking about like what's my bad habits, and of course I have bad habits. I'm not remembering or saying that, but for the most part, I try to be so self-aware of my habits because I do have some long-term goals that I want to reach. But I think every once in a while I start to. It's again with the airplane moving its nose a little bit. Same thing with snacking. I have two of them. Snacking. I started snacking late at night. And then guess what? Winter came and then I put on my jeans. They did not fit. And I was like sitting there and I was like, what the heck? And I'm like sitting there and I was like, Oh, I have been snacking more late at night, and I didn't even realize it until I tried to put jeans on, and then I was mad at myself.
What a bad feeling
And
that is too.
It is. That's probably
Yeah, I
the
don't
worst
like that
feeling.
either.
And then another one is I actually have a really good habit, and my really good habit is my morning routine. Most people know that about me, and I wake up in the morning, and I have all my habits set apart. That's my alone time. That's my me time. I can read.
Then why are you
and focus.
texting me at 6 a.m?
Exactly. So that this is why my point is why it's always a lifestyle change, because my morning routine has definitely been a part of my life for years. And now I've noticed I've been out of it for several months, and it's starting to affect me. I'm working later at night, and then I wake up in the morning, and so I'm just working now instead of, and I can tell that, hey, I'm tired now because I don't have that time and that peacefulness that is truly needed. And so
Being self-employed is hard because you're pulled a lot of different
Oh, yeah.
directions, and you want to get up, or when you do get up, you start answering and clearing out those emails because like you want to be available for for the shit show that's going to happen during the day.
Yep.
And if you have all these little tasks to do, like you're probably not going to do them. And that's why sometimes it's like, oh my God, I still haven't called this person or this person.
yeah,
You know,
and that
this-
could be your friends and your family. And that's, I've learned that to myself. Like, I'm like, oh crap, it's been 2 months and I haven't called my mom. Hey,
Yeah.
Mom.
Yeah. So
Okay, so real quickly, so that are there, and I know we've talked about make small changes and this and or you can just make a decision. It's a mindset. Are there, in your guys' perspective, are there any actionable steps that our audience can take if they don't even know where to start with breaking their bad habits or starting good ones? And let's relate it to real estate if we can, to just doing money making activities. Is there any actionable steps that somebody can take away from this that they can start implementing in their lives today, to start to build those good habits and break the bad ones?
My favorite thing, and I already kind of said it, is make it easy and make it hard. So I was thinking about cold calls, right? And there's also too, like I talked about with the light switch, right? It's a habit. That's your trigger. You're in a dark room. So that's the trigger. And then naturally the action is to go turn on the
when you
light.
leave, you don't turn the lights off. That's another habit.
Yeah, whatever. But you're in a dark room, you turn on the light. That's your habit. And the reward is so you can see, right? So same thing with cold calls, and maybe help me think through this. But say, okay, obviously just calling in general. It doesn't even have to be cold calling. Calling in general. I think that is the biggest opportunity in real estate to make money, right? That's literally what we do, especially if you're trying to start your business, grow your business, or maintain your
Other than
business.
just talking to people face to face,
Correct.
like if you're out and about or with your sphere.
Well, that could be a good
Yeah.
habit to start too, for
Yeah.
sure.
But make it okay. Make it easy on you, right? So if you have to do phone calls, then make something as soon as you open up your computer. That's the first thing that you have to do. You can't do anything else until you get this done.
So set a plan.
Set a
come up with
plan.
plans and set goals.
And set goals.
'Cause that's what I did.
And then find some kind of reward afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's I heard somebody say they wanted to go work out or something like that, but their problem is they love Netflix. Well, they made it to where their bicycle, their little exercise bike, would only play Netflix when they're on the bicycle.
Nice.
So
cool.
it's making it hard and making it easy, and it's also giving them a reward at the end of the day, if that makes sense.
Allow you
That
to be
totally
human.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Like my reward whenever I was cold calling was I got to go home. As soon as I set an appointment, I went home.
That's honestly
nice.
probably
I
the
was
best one, I would think.
I mean, because you can't go home that day until you accomplish that task. Whatever that task is, you got to do it. Or if it's tasks, you got to do the tasks and then you're done, right? Like as a self-employed person, that really is like, don't go home until you're done with it. If you want to watch Netflix, if you want to go do something fun, if you want to go be with your family, if you want to go to a movie or whatever the case may be. You want to go out to eat with your significant other or spouse.
Well, I love it too, because then you're working and you're also living your life.
Right.
Yeah. So like that's the best of both worlds.
I think a good place to start would be to write down the different areas of your life. So like your business, your relationships, your spiritual life, all those things, and maybe write down what are some bad habits in those areas. Just one, like name, like me for energy drink, right? Like what's one bad habit I could change from my physical self would be energy drinks. What could I replace it with?
Yeah, I like that, Casey.
Greens drinks, or
I think everyone should do that.
Yeah.
Spirituality is huge. Like,
it's kind of a map.
People need spirituality.
Yeah.
No matter what you believe in, people need things to believe in, and that's who you are to your core.
It's bigger than themselves. You got to be something. It's got to be bigger than just you. You were gonna.
I was just gonna say, your business, your family, and health.
Yeah,
I think those are like your big four. You could add friends in there too, because we all need friends.
Or just relationships, I guess, in general. But
I think a lot would be really easy. I mean, hard and easy. Like like Curtis said, when he has that hour and a half time, it's like don't resort to getting on your phone, because that's a bad habit.
Phone is away. Phone is away from you. It's scheduled in my calendar.
Do not disturb is the best habit I ever formed.
And that you taught me that, and it's changed my whole perspective on life. I love it. But
it changed your life.
In a positive way too.
Well, you'll never be off your phone if you don't allow it.
No,
you won't.
No.
You have to put it away. I thought you turned that off.
I know. That's how funny my watch just said. Sorry, I didn't understand that. Don't put me down.
Real quickly before we wrap up and do some would you rather, let's the three of us. Let's hold each other accountable to breaking a bad habit. Like we talked about some, we have them.
Okay.
Let's make a, and I just thought
this
about
turned into an intervention.
I know.
I already stopped my snacking at night.
So you got to think of something else then.
I need my morning routine back in a bad way.
Okay. So then your is going to be morning routine. I am going to, I would actually like to get rid of my snacking late at night, as well as, make sure that I am either standing and or using that treadmill for at least a third of the day, at least. Okay?
There you go.
So that's my goal with that. And
so we'll just walk in. I'll be like, "You been on that treadmill today, Curtis?"
I know. Yeah, you guys can actually see me. I won't be able to see your morning routine.
I know. I was like, y'all are still sound asleep. I'm like, I've already been up for
an energy drink.
I've been sleeping.
I guess we'll see.
I don't know if I'm ready, man. It's
right. So, but that's the thing
good.
is you have to make a decision. It doesn't have to be the energy drink one. What else you got?
I think if I could control that
can't be the only bad habit that you have.
No, I drink beer. I eat fast food.
You tried to give that up for a while. It didn't last long.
Beer, no. I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's crazy. It's a compounding issue because I don't drink a lot, but I drink often.
Yeah.
It's like it's easy to have one, two, maybe three beers every night.
It's okay to reward yourself with stuff. So like you gotta. It's gotta feel like it's a bad habit to you. If it feels like it's a bad habit, if it's impacting,
it keeps me from drinking. It keeps me from drinking water.
There you go. See.
So again,
do you get down on yourself for that? Do you feel like, man, I wish, for my sake, that I drank more water?
And if not, you should.
Yeah, that needs to be the habit I enforce is drinking more water and drinking.
Well, then
less,
make it easy. Get a Stanley cup.
Basically, just drinking less of anything that's not water is really what I need to do.
Do you think about that often? Like, man, I need to drink more water.
Yeah, I mean, well, and two, it costs. I mean, because my wife does the same thing. So, like, a 6-pack a night is. Because we drink nice beer, so it's like $10 a night. I mean, that adds up.
It adds up.
Financially, it compounds. And then in the future, like as I get older, your body's less forgiving of.
Heck yeah.
Why don't you set a budget?
This is a future goal. Oh, that doesn't work.
No. I thought you were still talking.
Future, you have to. I mean, it does come down to like, and that's a great point. I mean, this is a good example of. If you're not ready to break it, you won't. I mean, it's not even worth trying because you're not going to allow it to happen.
That's what I'm talking about. That threshold of when are you sick of it? Like that's when I got into real estate, I was so sick of what I did that I would have done anything.
Oh yeah,
because I was that tired, and that's why I worked hard in it because I was ready.
Yeah, people are like, whenever I quit my job, went into real estate, they're like, what? But I was sick of it. I had to just
Yeah.
make a change. So much to the point that even whenever I quit, I had like one thing under contract and nothing in the pipeline, and I just didn't even care. But I still made it happen.
Yeah.
But no, I was going to say set a budget, not just like a normal budget. This is actually something cool, and I think the audience would like this. But Brittany and I try to do this. We're not very great at it, but we set a budget all the way down to a daily spend, and then we have no spend days. So every single day,
I like no spend days. That
so
sounds
like every
good.
single day, like Brittany and I we have $15 every single day that we can spend. That's it. And then there's certain days of the week that we just can't spend any money. So if I only have $13 or $15 and I ate lunch today, well, then I probably can't get my 6-pack of beer tonight.
So now you get to hang
Now
out
I
with
just saved
me
your-
at the office.
Listen,
and not have
I
lunch,
just
so you
saved
can
your
have your
money
six-pack.
your money problems. Not that you have a ton of money problems, but your money problems and your drinking problem, and now you just sound like a terrible person on this podcast.
But that's
but I
the
mean-
thing. That's why it's so dangerous, because all my little habits can add up. And
Yes.
this is true for a lot of people.
No, everyone.
I don't drink so much where I affect my relationships and my
Right.
job, and I'm not, I don't drink all day
Well,
long.
then
Correct.
it's not a bad
Correct.
habit that's affecting. If it's not affecting your life, then why does it have to be something that you break?
Okay.
Well,
I
then-
like this podcast. Maybe
I was like,
But-
it wasn't negative, but you told us it was a
You're the
negative.
one who said it was negative. There's a reason deep down.
Well, okay,
in
so
you-
here's what I'm thinking.
Right? Like,
There you go.
For efficiency's sake in my life, if I do anything, this is how I look at it. Maybe it's not a great way to look at it. If I do something,
or you're making excuses to keep doing it.
well, no, I'm saying
something's happening.
We'll find out.
Okay, going to the store and getting an energy drink, does this push me forward in my life?
Yeah.
No, cut it out.
Yes.
Right? Does drinking beer or alcohol push my life, and does that help me meet my goals? No.
Okay, well,
But it could have you-
but
it could have
enjoying
your
yourself
bonding.
and yeah, the time with your wife. Like you gotta, you can't just be so strict that like you don't have any. Have fun is a core value for a reason, right?
Sure.
You gotta let loose, and your mindset needs a break, right?
Yeah.
Or like your brain needs a break, right? What I was gonna say is like. What you like if it's preventing you from moving forward to what? Okay, so you don't have to answer this question, but you got to think, what do you want? What, like, again, your why? What do you want
Sure.
out of
It
life?
always comes down to
what
that.
do you want this to be all about? And when you leave this earth and you die and you leave your legacy to your kids and your spouse, if your spouse is still around, what do you want? Where do you want them to be? What do you want them to get out of your life having been lived?
Right.
And if drinking those beers prevents you from getting there, then that's the question. Not is it pushing you forward? Is it preventing you from getting there?
Yeah.
And if it is, and you could be doing something that gets you there faster or more efficiently or whatever, then you got to figure out a way to get to a point where you're going to make a decision to make a change.
Sure.
And,
Mic drop.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's
Yeah.
serious, but yeah, it all comes down to the mindset, to your goals.
It's
To your
either
why.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's why I think it's so hard.
It's like it's either you can stress out about it and make a change, or you're just not
just
telling
accept it.
yourself. You're just
Yeah.
accepting it, and
We're
that's
comfortable
okay
with we're
too.
comfortable with our routines.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I think perception too fights us a little bit, right?
Oh, yeah.
And like they're like, you shouldn't eat Oreos
Yeah.
every night,
Yeah,
or
do
drink
I wanna do
drink
this,
a
or
beer every
society
night,
tell me to
right?
do this?
But that's
Society,
not
yeah.
necessarily a bad thing, because good things also come from bad too. There's yin and yang to everything, right? That's what I was trying to say. You sit down with your wife every single night and you guys drink a craft beer and probably socialize. That's a benefit. That's a plus, because you guys are bonding. That's time that you guys have together, and nothing can stop that.
I follow a mindset account on social media where it posts like very short, like 1 to 2 minute, like motivational videos every day.
Oh yeah, I need to follow that.
I'll tell you which one it is. I'll have to find the name of it. I love it. There's some really good ones, and they put like the music behind it, and like it's someone
Makes you feel
speaking,
good.
whether they're on a podcast talking but they're coming from a place of authority or having done it, in a lot of cases. And one that I just heard was about like societal pressures or thinking about other people. And this lady was like, I got the most peace in my life, and I felt like I had the most, like the biggest, like advantage and control over my life when I gave up the control that I wanted to have on others, or that others wanted to have on me. Meaning,
Yeah, I like the second one.
The ones on you. Yes.
Stop thinking about what other people think about you. Stop thinking about what other people are doing and not doing.
Because you can't control them or what they think of you.
Same way in our brokerage, you can't make everyone happy when you really try.
You can't control any of that. And part of it is, that has nothing to do with this topic, but yeah, just stop controlling, stop worrying about the outside circumstances.
Fill
that
your
you
cup
have
up.
no control over. It's you, but that doesn't mean be selfish and ignore everybody and don't do anything for people.
Right.
But don't worry about, like, if you're going to do something good for somebody, don't worry about, are they going to, if I give this person $5, are they going to go screw up and buy beer? I can't control that.
Right.
If I want to do something good for somebody and it's in your heart and you're convicted to do it, do it. Right. You can't worry about what they are not going to do.
Yeah, if you don't want them to go get beer, then just go get them a sandwich.
Yeah.
Or just give them the $5 and let it go.
Sure.
Yeah.
And not worry about it and don't stress about it. Like,
because the ultimate thing to make you feel good was to give them the $5.
Right. Not what they did
It's
with
not,
it.
you can't control that. We can't control what other people do.
Yeah.
You just need to make sure your habits
Nor
are
how
helping
they think
you.
of you or feel about you, or whether they, want to tear you down. And the part of what I was going to say is, part of the first measure of like success in your life is when you realize that people are trying to tear you down, because they're still in your group of friends or whatever, like, that you hung out with. If they don't have the mindset that you do of wanting to better their life and doing more, then they're going to be the first group of people that tries to tear you down and tell you not to do it.
Sometimes that's family, and sometimes that's friends, and people as close to you.
People close to you. That's the first people that will attack you, and you have to be prepared for that, right? And it went further on into it, that you have to find another group of people that have that mindset, but it might be hard to find that group of people because you're stuck in the middle because you don't have that success or that track record yet, and so now you're lonely and you're stuck in this lonely spot where you can't. With unknowns and
you
stress.
just described my life right now.
Well, you can open the door and go back to
really.
what's comfortable. Your friends and their family and the people that told you don't do it and it's too hard and you're going to be miserable. You could go back to that and give up. Or you can continue on and fight,
or use it as your motivation.
Use it as your motivation, whatever it helps you to keep going and build that consistency, so that you then can look back, have this track record, and now all of a sudden you're surrounding yourself with people who have a mindset that builds you up, which is why one of our core values is build others up, because we want to be around like-minded people where we build each other. We don't tear each other down.
Makes it easier.
Yeah.
Another mic drop. You're doing well today, Curtis.
Dun, dun, dun. Just put in the comments, Lauren, mic drops by Curtis Haddock.
Yep.
At 43 minutes and 23
Would you rather?
seconds.
Yeah. Okay. Would you rather? I don't know if you want to do one related to habits, but I have a good one that's not related to habits.
Go for it.
Okay. So, not sure how comfortable I'm admitting this, but this happened I thought about this last night when my wife and I were watching Married at First Sight.
Oh gosh.
And, I don't know if you guys have ever watched that show, but obviously people get married at first sight, and they all have the same fear.
Better be a good sight.
Yeah, right. Well, that's part of the fear.
I would rather not.
They all have the same fear, and their fear, and some of it, and this is where the would you rather come in, because it's the same fear that's related. It's related to the same thing, but there's two ends of the spectrum.
Oh gosh.
So some people fear, like, man, what if I like fall head over heels for this person, but they don't feel the same way about me.
And then I just dumped my girlfriend for her.
Or some people, that does happen, and some people have the fear of, God, what if I don't feel about this person the way that they do about me? So the would you rather?
You don't want to be a JP.
Would you rather, like, be head over heels about somebody and just love somebody and they don't feel the same way about you?
Ooh, I see
or
where
would
this is
you
going
rather
now.
someone be head over heels in love with you, but you don't feel the same way about them?
That's a hard question to ask
I would-
a Cancer.
I
know.
do not.
That's why I thought
I'm like
of it.
sitting here.
I do not want to get rejected in that way, so I would rather be the one rejecting them.
It is hard to feel like somebody doesn't
Either way, I'm
like you,
irritated.
you know, or
Yeah.
feel the same way about you, right?
Because then it's like, what is it? What is
Yeah.
it about me?
I'm like ultimately
Yeah.
just
It's
like buying
over
a
here
house. You just don't
irritated
know
thinking
sometimes.
about
Yeah.
this right now.
You what?
I'm like over here just ultimately super irritated thinking
Put
about
in your
this right
comments
now.
which one you rather
This
have.
is a good would you rather because I am that person. Like I'm overly loving.
Yeah.
That's just who I
But
am
that's
as a
kinda
natural
how, and
person.
that's how I feel I am too. Like it's you know, but if somebody doesn't like feel that way about me back, like
I don't like that feeling.
I don't like it, especially when it comes. And we're talking specifically with a significant other,
Yeah.
someone that you want to marry or
Well,
love.
especially when you're younger too. I mean, oh my God, these feelings are so strong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then also,
You know, it's
I don't want somebody coming at me too. That's how you get 5-stage clingers, and that irritates me too. So,
yeah.
yeah, but you're gonna separate. You're gonna go your own ways. and
well, no, sometimes those 5-stage clingers kind of cling on for a little bit. So,
that's why they're stage 5.
yes. That's
Well,
when you have to like change your Facebook password because they hacked into it. And
yeah.
When I was talking to April about
hilarious.
this, I was like, it's such a good feeling to just love somebody. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
and to be head over heels about them, like it's a great feeling.
because that's a feeling nobody else can feel but
until
you.
they don't feel the same way back, and then it's like someone
it
just
does.
punched the crap out of your stomach. You know,
It
just-
Yeah,
does.
so
It does.
I'm just
sting.
irritated.
Senseless.
It does sting, but then there's always something. There's somebody else that you can go to. But yeah, that's a tough one for me. I do think that I would rather somebody
Yeah.
be head over heels about
think
me
that.
Because
than-
that'll like build you up a little bit, right? Like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah,
like,
be like,
my ego's feeling
like my
good.
shit don't
but-
and
stink.
you have more control, a little more control over it, right? Yeah, because like if you don't have those feelings, you could just put a wall up and be like, I know I'm awesome and you like me and everything.
Yeah.
but
so does
you're not
so does
for-
like a
yeah,
lot
you're
of
not for
other
me.
people.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
I've got choices.
It's not me. It's not you. It's me. You
Yeah.
know.
No, that's
like-
when you say it's not me, it's totally you.
Yeah. We're just
I've
not-
told
we're just not
I've
a
told
good
someone
fit
that
for each
before.
other.
I was being honest.
I plead the
It
fifth.
is you.
All right. What do you guys think, Lauren? Do you have an answer for our people we can tell?
I think I would rather have someone be like head over heels for me and not the same way.
Yeah, Lauren agrees.
Lauren agrees.
Okay. Well,
All right.
just make sure, guys, whenever you're thinking about habits, that they point the nose of that plane in the right direction, so you don't end up
And take
in
little
the
bits
middle of
and
the
pieces.
ocean when you're trying to go to Paris.
Or,
you know,
or in
And it's
Tokyo,
okay to
when you're trying
start
go
small.
Paris.
right?
There- There's that famous saying like get 1% better every day, and they truly mean that. Seriously, like read 1 page a day, do 1 push-up a day.
Yeah.
Like that's better
So,
than nothing.
I'm a numbers person, and the 1% better every day like messes with my mind.
Oh, because you have to think about what is
because
1%.
once you hit
Well,
100%, what the heck do you do?
After 100 days, then what? Like
101%,
I guess
that makes
I'm
no
perfect
sense.
at it, and I can't get better. Once I get to 100% better,
Okay, as we come to an end, I just want to say, just kidding.
You can do it.
how I think about numbers.
No, it made my brain hurt because I was like,
Yeah.
don't put that in my head.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've always thought that way too. It's like, well,
I don't know.
I'm-
Okay,
I'm
well then
fully-
screw the percentage.
So then the 90-day thing is like, so it takes 100 days to
Yeah.
get to 100%.
Oh, yeah, I'm only gonna get to 90%.
Screw the 1%. Just freaking do something every day.
Yeah, for real, do something
better.
Even
'Cause
if you're
you can
trying
always
to
get better.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
trying to do a business on the side or something like that, like just do something for it every day, even if it's a 5-minute task or an hour task.
Or
Just
one
do
social
something.
media
If you're a
post.
songwriter, write something, or paint something, and it will add up.
Even
But
if
I
you
will
just put
say,
on the canvas.
the other way to look at it is it doesn't have to be you can only get to 100%. Like you like, let's say the number's 10, okay, get 1% better. Okay, well, now you're at 11. Okay, well, then tomorrow, if you get 1% better, now you're at a 12.1. And you can, that number, there doesn't have to be 100%. Like however good you are, you can always get 1%
It's like
better.
it's like infinity.
There's no 100%.
You can't
You're
just,
thinking too much real estate commission.
Well, I'm putting it in a box, and it's not a box. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
All right,
Casey,
guys,
finish us
come
off here.
Okay.
That's not a good one.
Sign off.
As we come to an end, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys have anything else that you want us to talk about, I know that we have, lots of subscribers. So
We can talk a lot.
yeah, if you guys want us to talk about something, let us know in the comments. Hit the bell for notifications. We'll keep creating content. And my name is Casey Tudor, and this is Curtis Haddock and Brooke Massey.